Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios, once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1082, Let's Go and Claim It. And I know what you're thinking, Hero, didn't the scanlations already come out, like the spoilers, and the chapter got released by those who translated early, and everybody else already talked about it a week ago? Well, that's because I like to, for my videos, make sure that anyone who reads the official release can still have a spoiler-free review, but I do like to record my thoughts when I see the chapter so that I can watch everybody else's responses. So yeah, I'm a little late to the party this time, but that's okay because, you know, that's just how I roll. That's how I do things. So anyways, the art this week is Chopper eating a whole bunch of delicious cotton candy and mistaking Zeus for one of those pieces of candy. Poor Zeus. He just can't catch a break even in fan art made by Oda. So, that's sad. But the chapter itself starts off with a very depressing opening. We got a news report of Vice Admiral T-Bone being murdered. That sucks. I just got done talking about the guy in my 500 subscriber video, and he's dead. That was a really sad thing to hear. So, but apparently this is the work of Cross Guild, as we see Sengoku and Tsuru discussing Buggy the Clown and his massive empire of pirates who have now turned the people against them. It's very difficult to defend the same people who want to kill you. It is worrisome that because of the actions of Cross Guild, now the Marines not only have to worry about pirates hurting civilians, but civilians hurting Marines and turning them in. Now, while the two of them are discussing, they see someone come in. It's Hina, and Sengoku goes, "Hey Hina, where's Garp? I want to show him this new flavor of rice cracker." And Hina goes, "Oh yeah, Garp and Sword, they ran off to go save Kobe because Garp said like BRB, have to go save my boy." I'm pretty sure Kujaku's with him too, and so Tsuru and Sengoku are both just, what? And they're both freaking out as we cut away from them to a very appropriately named island, Empty Bluffs. And on this island is the home base of Cross Guild. So in Cross Guild's base, Buggy and crew are welcoming their newest crew member, innocent old man who murdered Vice Admiral T-Bone. I'm not sure how he did it. Buggy claims it's dark charisma that allowed him to do it, so maybe he was like, "Oh, thank you for your service, Vice Admiral T-Bone. Here, have this delicious soup I made." And T-Bone, being the super nice guy he is, drank the soup. Soup was poisoned. Dead T-Bone. Collect bounty. We don't know how much a Vice Admiral's worth, but if captains are usually 1 star, Vice Admirals are pretty high up there, I'm wagering. We don't know exactly what the star limit is, like, is an Admiral a 10-star bounty or what, but due to his actions, his family has received money from Cross Guild, and he himself obviously cannot go home, which is the Pepe Kingdom, which is a kingdom, as we learned from Tsuru and Sengoku's conversation, riddled with poverty and sadness and just overall a very depressing place to be. There's starvation everywhere. Most of the population actually dies of starvation. But since he cannot return, he has to stay at Cross Guild and become a member of Cross Guild, which is the downside to killing a Marine and giving them, getting the bounty from Cross Guild, because now you're officially a pirate. But he does say it is worth it to know that his family will not go hungry again. Even if T-Bone was a 1-star bounty, 100 million berries goes a pretty long way. Keep in mind, that was Luffy's second bounty after defeating Crocodile. So that's a lot of money in the One Piece world. We don't actually have an exact, economy for One Piece. We don't know how much an average house rental is or how much a meal costs, but 100 million has been stated to be a ton of money. Heck, now that I think about it, just to get 20 million, you'd have to go through freaking Arlong, so Yeah, 100 million's probably enough to set your family for a very long time. Long enough that maybe they can even move out of that kingdom and go somewhere nicer. As Buggy is talking up his new crewmate, he gets a message from one of his other crewmen who comes in and says, Buggy, you're so fresh. And he's like, why are you saying it like that? It sounds like a cereal commercial. Um, yes, I guess I'm fresh. Good. That's wonderful. What is it? And the guy goes, we finished the flagship of the Cross Guild fleet. And Buggy's like, oh, that's awesome. Let me go see it. So Buggy goes to see it, and it is exactly what you would picture for Buggy's flagship. It is a big tent. It's got a big happy buggy on the front. It is a giant circus that sails the seas. However, we know, Buggy knows, Buggy's crew does not know, Buggy's not the one in charge here. And the real people in charge, they're not big fans of how this ship looks. And I just want to say, credit to Oda. This is some of the best detailed shots of a terrified character we have seen in One Piece. Look at the sheer horror on Buggy's face. Immaculate. Beautiful. I love it. But the two of them aren't happy, so they tell Buggy, we're going to go discuss this in private. Beat the crap out of him and hang his head on the wall because Buggy's parts are all detachable, and the two of them sit down and discuss their real plans. The plans to accumulate more wealth, in order to create their perfect utopia, because Crocodile's still on the utopia thing, they need supreme military power and the funds to procure said power. And as Buggy's sitting there, something in him just snaps. Something in him doesn't care anymore. And he actually flat out says, look, I know the two of you might even kill me for saying this, but you two are going about this wrong. You want wealth and you want power. You're already 2 out of 3 steps to Pirate King. Why are you stopping there? Oh, good, we got wealth and power. What about fame? What about becoming a pirate? Like, what about doing things the right way? You two are going to tell me you have forgotten what your real dreams are? And the two of them are like, are you talking back to us? And that's when we get an interesting Buggy flashback to right after Roger's execution. Buggy and Shanks were talking, and there was a time where Shanks offered Buggy to join his crew, but we now learn that Buggy questioned Shanks on this first. Buggy asked him, hey, aren't you going to go after the One Piece? You said you're going to make a big crew, and, you've been brimming with potential since we were little. He tells that to Crocodile and Mihawk. Shanks was a shining star of potential when we were children. For some reason, he and I could not go to Laugh Tale, so we never saw the treasure. But I always thought he was the one that was going to go get it. And we see in the flashback that Shanks does say he is going to go get it, but not right now. And Buggy, thinking to himself, says, you're supposed to be the next Pirate King? This is bull, that you've upset me. You cost me my treasure, and now you're not even going to go live up to your potential. Forget you, Shanks. I'm going to go on my own way. So, yes, Buggy hates Shanks for obviously being the reason he ate that $1 million devil fruit and the reason he can't get the treasures at the bottom of the sea anymore. However, he's also mad at Shanks for just not living up to his potential. However, as the flashback ends, he tells the two of them, Crocodile and Mihawk, hey, for some reason, somehow, some way, I'm on equal footing with Shanks again. He's going after the One Piece. Luffy's going after the One Piece. Blackbeard's going after the One Piece. I'm the 4th Emperor, even if it's just in a fake title the two of you let me keep, so why aren't we doing that? And Mihawk brings up a fair point. You really want us to go fight against those three? Like, with the crew we have? Because last time we checked, Buggy has an entire army of nobodies that Shanks could knock out with his Conqueror's Hockey, so don't even count them. Crocodile has Mr. One. Buggy has his regular crew of, let's face it, Shanks fodder. And Mihawk is Mihawk, which is fair. Mihawk is Mihawk. Mihawk has a higher bounty than 3 emperors. But it's still really just Mihawk, Crocodile, maybe Mr. One as a real fighting potential here. So it's a fair argument. However, Buggy doesn't accept that, and he claims to the two of them, even if you two kill me right now, I need to say it out loud, I want to be the king of the pirates. Now, for his insubordination, the two of them knock him to the ground, and Crocodile steps on his head, or Mihawk does. It's hard to tell whose shoe that is. But as they're both holding him down, Buggy manages to get to a transponder snail, and he tells the entire Buggy delivery service, the whole entirety of Cross Guild, hey everyone, have you forgotten your dreams? Do you remember when you were a young pirate that what you said you were going to do? And they're all listening and they're all excited. And Mihawk and Crocodile, they can't kill Buggy. I mean, they can, but they can't. Because if they kill Buggy, it's going to look bad on them and they're going to lose all their Cross Guild fodder. Because, yes, it's just the two of them and they're very powerful, but they need an army. And Buggy has it. So they can't stop him. They're trying to stop him. They're telling him to shut up. But he tells them, Cross Guild is in the race. We're going to go claim the One Piece. And everybody starts freaking out. And it's amazing. Everybody's cheering, Buggy, Buggy, Buggy. And Crocodile and Mihawk, super ticked off at this. But again, what are they going to do? This is a very volatile relationship, which actually kicks back to what Blackbeard said. What he said to Kuzan. Pirates are not friends, unless you're Luffy and Shanks' crews. Pirates are not friends. Pirates are a group of people who have a similar goal and horribly different ways of doing it. This is a horribly different way of doing it, and now Mihawk and Crocodile are sucked into the pirate race whether they wanted to be or not. They're heading for the Rio Poneglyphs as well. Who knows who they're going to fight? Probably the Straw Hat crew because Zoro and Mihawk have to go at it at some point. But Cross Guild's in the race, and that would have been a great chapter end right there. But that's not how Oda's been doing things lately. That's the wild part. Oda decides, hey, I got a couple extra pages here. Let's go to the Kamabaka Queendom. And what's going on there? We got 4 new characters standing on the shore looking out at a boat that's coming towards the Kamabaka Queendom. I have their names written down because they're new characters, so I'm still trying to remember them. We have Ushiano, who is Morley's second in command. We have Ahiru, who is Bello Betty's second in command. Then there's Gyambal, who is Lindbergh's second in command, and then Jiron, who is Karasu's second in command. So these are the second in commands of the 4 individual factions of the Revolutionary Army. So the 4 of them are looking at this ship heading towards them, and Gyambal goes, okay, everybody, place your bets. What do you think it's going to be? I think it's an enemy ship. And Jiron's looking, and he's like munching on a cup. Like he has like a cup maybe he was drinking out of, and it's empty. So he's just like chewing on it, and he goes, I bet you 1,000,000 berries. It's probably Sabo coming in safely. So Gyambal accuses him of cheating by using his goggles, and he's like, what goggles? And he starts eating those too. So I'm sure... So one's a mink. He's clearly... Ushiaru is cow. Ushi is a word for cow in Japan. He's clearly a mink. Bello Betty's second in command. Ahiru, she seems to be a cyborg of sorts, because she's standing there like waiting to fire at it. Gyambal looks egg-shaped, and Jiron looks human, but Jiron is clearly eating something. It's not the munch fruit, because we know Wapple's okay, but I'm guessing he's got some kind of devil fruit, maybe a digest fruit, or maybe something else like a chomp fruit where his teeth are invincible. Whatever the reason, though, he's capable of eating inanimate objects. I'm diving way too deep into theories on one single character, but anyways, the important thing here is Sabo's alive. Everybody's super happy, including Koala, who kicks at him repeatedly for going radio silent and scaring her. They are such a cute couple. But he tells her, I used the 3-tap signal to let you know I was okay. Which, if you go back to chapter 630, or sorry, 630, to 1060, you'll see that there is, when the big beam comes down, there is a doot doot doot, doot doot doot, doot doot doot, which maybe that was Sabo's signal, and we just all didn't notice. It's like the 3D2Y. Sometimes there's just little subtle things that Oda uses to trick the audience. The thing that weirds me out is the Lelusian Kingdom ship that Sabo used to transport a bunch of Lelusian people to Kamabaka Queendom, and the fact that he tells Koala as she's crying, I wasn't even at Lelusia. So that's the part that's weird. That's the part that's weird. What got blown up then? Who got blown up? Did someone get blown up? Whatever the reason, though, he asks to speak to Ivankov and Dragon privately. And briefly, he does apologize that all their effort to, save Kuma was for nothing since he sent himself right back, but that's not important right now. What's important is information that the two of you need to hear, that if anyone else heard this, in fact, just the two of you hearing this right now, puts your lives at risk. Just knowing this information. The truth about Mary Joie. And that's where the chapter ends. So, I would say that there's a break next week, because there's technically, as of me reading right now, there's a break this week. It's kind of weird. Whatever. There will be a YouTube video on my channel next Monday, regardless of rain, sleet, snow, or hail. So, with that, put your theories in the comments. Tell the world what you think, because we're probably going to jump to a different island, and the truth about Mary Joie will not be next chapter. Oda has been jumping us across the world lately. Maybe we'll finally go back to the Straw Hats. Who knows? But I do know that I will be there reading alongside the rest of you. So, thank you for watching as always. I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.